Hey guys, it has been such a long time since I have done one of these old-fashioned sit down in front of a webcam and just talk videos. I'm gonna try to do this in one take, no editing, and we know how that goes. Anyway, hey you guys, how are you? It really has been a long time since I just had a conversation with you. And I wanted to explain myself. I already feel like I want to cry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Recently I've had a little bit of a relapse into the wild world of depression. It didn't get as bad as it was previously, times past, but just like my motivation to be productive has been completely gone, and I feel like I should tell you what's been going on and why it happened, and it's very embarrassing. I'm very embarrassed for my situation. Even though it's out of my control, I still feel somewhat ashamed and just like a scumbag, I guess. So, wow, the story starts like 3 years ago. 4 years ago. I graduated college in 2011. Jesus. Okay. So, I graduated college, and during this time of being in school, I met a guy online and totally fell in love with him. Never met him in person, but he used to do like live streaming shows on a website. So yeah, like I knew who he was and all that stuff. I don't even know what parts of the story to tell. Basically, I moved to Oregon to be near him, kind of. Like moving to Portland was already something I had planned to do before I ever even met him. So when I met him and it turns out that he lived in Portland, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's convenient. So basically, my goals of moving to Portland and getting a job as an executive assistant or whatever kind of fell to the side, because now my new dream and hopes for life was to be with this guy. So long story short, I was there for 6 months and it was a living hell. The worst nightmare you could ever imagine. The things this guy did was just despicable, and the fact that I would consider myself a very savvy, smart, book smart, street smart kind of girl. Like, I can read people's bullshit a mile away, but I was blinded by love and I wanted the love story. So, I mean, I was easily manipulated, brainwashed, whatever you want to call it. It was just so horrible. Anyway, so towards the end of it, it was getting so bad. I was completely broken. I was a shell of myself, empty, completely empty on the inside. Should I go into detail about this? Maybe I should. Okay. Okay. This was so long ago. Like, I don't even know why it's still affecting me. It doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't. It's just like, how much of my life do I want to share? How much of my stupidity do I want out there in the world? Like, I'm not proud of this. So, okay, long story short, or maybe long story longer, I don't know. But while we were still talking on the phone, obviously I'm an overweight girl. I always have been. But my first year in college, I actually lost a lot of weight. And so I met him, and we were just friends, whatever, no big deal. And we had conversations about the kind of girl he's attracted to. Of course, he likes the skinny, hot girls, which is whatever, that's fine. But that wasn't me. And I didn't at that time really put pictures of myself on the internet, because first of all, people on the internet be crazy. And second, I mean, I wasn't in love with the way I looked. So I didn't have very many pictures up. Oh, and P.S., this was before catfish days, before that was ever even a thing. So I don't know why I feel the need to mention that, but I do. So, like, it was legit. right? We weren't catfishing each other, but anyway. So, like I had told him, like, well, I mean, I'm a fat chick, so obviously you'll never like me, so whatever. And he's like, oh, maybe that's not necessarily true. Send me a picture of yourself. So I did. I sent him a picture. And yeah, I sent him a picture at a flattering angle. I had a shirt, like a striped shirt on that kind of like camouflaged any kind of lumps or anything. So, I mean, maybe that was a little deceiving. Probably. You should probably send a picture that showed you accurately. I didn't have a webcam at the time. My laptop back then didn't have a web camera. I didn't have money to buy one. So we never web chatted or anything. Web chatted? That's not the right term. Video chatted? That's the one. We never did that. So anyway, like, but I told him, like, dude, like, I'm overweight. There's no way you're gonna like me. So basically, he was like, oh, well, you're so great. Like, I'm different. You changed me. I really like you. And I'm just like, okay, right. And I believed it. I fell for it. I started believing it. So I allowed my feelings to grow and grow and grow to the point that I was in love with him. He wasn't really in love with me because, come to find out, he's a womanizer and a player. And while we were talking, he was still like on dating websites, not even dating websites, like booty call websites, and hooking up with other girls while we were talking. But we were never officially boyfriend and girlfriend because he didn't want to have that title until I was there. So many red flags, you guys. So many red flags, but I desperately wanted this to be real. So I lied to myself. I allowed myself to be swept away in this fairy tale. What was I thinking? So basically I get there. I drive for 16 hours. No, I didn't have anything to eat all day long because I was such a nervous wreck. So my blood sugar was crashing. I hadn't slept the night before. I just drove 16 hours, and he was there in the parking lot of my apartment complex when I got there. And my two other roommates were there too. I drove up with my one roommate, and then my other roommate had already been there. He had been there like all day. So he gets out of his car. He comes over to me, and I can see it in his face. It was just like, I could just see that glaze. Other fat girls out there know what I'm talking about. It was just like that dead glaze over his eyes of just like hollowness, just like disappointment, like, oh, you're a fat girl, I'm not attracted to you. Just like dead. I don't know how else to explain it. If you've seen this look, you know what I'm talking about. So like he hugged me. It was weird. And I was like, I kept asking him, like, is it okay? Do you like me? Am I okay? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. You're fine. Don't you worry about it. And we had discussed my morals and ethics beforehand, that I don't do any type of boyfriend and girlfriend activity with my friends. Like, I don't hold hands, I don't kiss or do anything beyond with someone that's just my friend. So if we aren't officially in a committed relationship, then none of that stuff is going to happen. So anyway, he takes me to his apartment and makes me believe that we're together and that he's so glad I'm there and that he's really into me and that we're totally like an item and a couple. Because I even asked him, like, so, like, what are we? Is the label official now? And he's like, yeah, babe, yeah. And so, like, we make out and whatever. So I'm thinking I have this boyfriend that I love so much. And then afterwards, we go and get food for my roommates. And on the way there, he's completely silent and has this horrified look on his face. And he's just not saying anything to me. So we get the food, and we're in the parking lot waiting for the food to be ready. And I just lost it. I was like, are you effing kidding me? After what we just did, this is how you're gonna behave? And I'm like, do you even want to be with me? And he's like, no. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm just not attracted to you. And I'm just like, you basically just raped me, asshole. And I mean, guys, I was shattered on the inside. Like, my soul, my heart, my Kim, everything that was me just shattered into a million pieces. It was so horrifying. And it gets worse. We drove back to my place, and he's like on the verge of tears at this point, begging me for a second chance, and that he has feelings for me and that he was just being a jerk and that he really wanted a second chance. So I gave it to him. What? I think I was just so terrified of being there and being alone that I was like, okay, yeah, we can make this work. What? What? No. If you're in this situation right now, get the F out. Do not give him a second chance. No. Don't you dare. I should have said goodbye that night. I should have said, never again am I going to see you. Forget where I live. Lose my number. Because, the months following that did not get any better. And I just got more broken and more numb on the inside. The manipulation, the mind games, the sexual abuse, the mental abuse. Like, I was not allowed to walk next to him at the grocery store. The few times we ever went out in public, I was not allowed to walk next to him because he was so ashamed to be with me. And the thing is I learned my place. That's the thing that's so horrible about this, is that I learned my place. I learned that I was a worthless piece of garbage that did not have worth. And I did not have the right to walk next to him in public because I was not good enough. So I would walk behind him at least 5 feet with my head down through the grocery store in my place. Can you believe that? How disgusting that is? No human deserves to ever feel like that. I don't care what you look like. It's just so sick. Like, looking back on it now with this healthy mind that I have now, it's just so sick. There's no other way to say it. It's just sick. So that was how it was for 6 months. And every day that went by, I just died more and more on the inside. Pieces of me just got lost. And finally, towards the end of it, I had finally found a job that was going to be paying me a crap ton of money. I mean, like, set for life money. But I was so done. Like, I couldn't function. I was so far gone. So I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Like, I need to come home. I can't do this anymore. Basically, I was trying to save myself to get out of the situation that I was in with this guy. I had to leave. I had to get out. So my parents kindly allowed me to move back home. I sold all of my belongings. I spent every dime I had to move back home. And so I did. I moved back home with my parents. A month later, they moved to Florida. I went with them because I had no other options. I spent all of my life savings to move back home. And I've been here for 3 years looking for a job, endlessly applying to places. And yes, Taco Bell even. Places, like, people are always like, oh, well, Taco Bell hires everybody. You don't have so much pride, you shouldn't apply there. And I'm like, pride? Who's got pride? Like, I've legit applied to every job you can think of, from Atlanta down to Miami, just because where I live, it's such a small town, there's not much here, and I don't even have a car because, yeah, I had to get rid of my car in this whole spiel. So, like, just because my full-time job is applying for jobs, and there's not very many jobs here, so I just apply everywhere, just so I can feel productive. I don't know, but I have had 1 interview in 3 years. And 1 phone interview. So that's 2 contacts I've had out of applying for 3 years. And let me tell you what, that does something to an adult. To an adult woman, I mean, I feel like shit most of the time. When we first moved here, when this was all still fresh, this whole thing with him, and he still, even after leaving, he still had control over me. He was still in contact with me. It was still going on, even long distance. I was just a mess. Like, as you guys know, like, I was like bedridden with depression. And there came a time when I was like, okay, this is it. Either I am going to die or I need to save myself. So I decided to save myself. I turned on my camera and I started posting videos to YouTube, and it's been a roller coaster since then, but I have not been as far gone as I was back then. And I think that's because of you guys, because of my channel, because so many of you know what this feels like and what I'm going through, and by me sharing my stories with you and hearing your stories and your encouragement, like, it's just helped me so much. And the past couple of weeks where I've been kind of slipping back into that depression, I've been kind of slacking on my channel, and that's just because when you're depressed, it's really hard to do things. Bottom line, it's really hard to motivate yourself to do anything. So I've been watching my channel die over the last couple of weeks, and it has been heartbreaking because this channel means so much to me, and what it has done for me in my life. Like, to sit here and watch it just die has been really hard, and it's my fault. It's my fault. I should have been posting videos like this and sharing this with you guys, and I wasn't doing it. I was hiding, and I'm really sorry for that. It was definitely the wrong choice. Ugh. Anyway, that's my story. That's where I've been. That's what's been going on. I really miss doing videos like this because this is OG best chem ever. This is the roots of my channel. This is how I got started. This is why I started. So I need to keep these videos up. And if you don't like them, I'm really sorry. I know most of you are here for meal prep videos, which, by the way, are so expensive, and I don't have a steady income. It's so hard to film those videos for you guys. Like, I want to so badly because I know how much they help you and how much you love them. But, like, the way I film them, it costs a lot of money. Like, it's a whole production thing. I'm not just showing you in real time as I'm cooking my food. Like, I'm having to buy like doubles and triples of certain items because food gets left out under hot lights for hours. And then, like, if I mess anything up, if anything gets burned, I have to reshoot. So it's a lot of money to film those videos. And like I said, I don't have an income, and those videos don't make me enough money to make it worth my while. So I apologize if your reason to subscribe to my channel was for the meal prep videos. I'm trying my best. I think about it all the time. I see your requests for them. I'm glad you like them and they help you out so much. I just wish it could be more. But I did film one last week, and I'm in the process of editing it. So hopefully I can get that up for you next week, I'm hoping. So yeah, that's my story, guys. That's what I've been going through. That's what I haven't told you this whole time that I've had this channel. I've been keeping this, and I knew I had to talk about it. And I just felt inspired right now to turn on the camera and share it with you. So if you're out there, anybody going through this, what I went through, please have the strength to get out of it. You are worth so much more. Don't allow anybody to ever make you feel like you are worthless, that you're a piece of garbage, or that you deserve to walk 5 feet behind them in public. Don't ever allow that to happen. Get out now, because there is no relationship, there is no person on this earth who is worth that, because you are the most important thing in your life. Save yourself. Be your own hero. No one else is going to do it for you. You have to be brave and get out now. All right. I think that's it. I love you guys. You mean so much to me. I don't know if I can ever truly express how much you really mean to me. Yeah. Whew. Okay. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.